Hi, I'm Brooke Duerr, and for my biology role model project, I chose to talk about Edward Calabrese. Right now, also, fair warning, I'm a little bit sick, so I sound a little nasally and I'm gonna have to clear my throat a lot, so I'm sorry. Um, Edward Calabrese received his BS from Bridgewater State College and received his MD and PhD from the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Amherst, sorry. Um, He was hired to collect samples to analyze pesticides and residue, which inspired him to pursue a degree in entomology. While he was pursuing his doctorates, though, he stumbled into an obstacle. He determined he was more interested in public health applications. He got his first faculty position at the University of Illinois, where he looked into issues with drinking water, but later switched to working at the University of Massachusetts, where he still works today and does research there. Ed has a few hobbies that I was able to find. The first is his interest in the environment, which, fun fact, he actually was a member of a safe drinking water committee, and he's also really interested in writing. He's actually authored over 10 different books about various different topics on top of all the, academic and research articles he's published. Ed is involved in the field of toxicology, but more specifically hormesis. Hormesis is a dose-response relationship where low doses have beneficial effects while high doses are toxic or don't function. Ed is interested in understanding the nature of the dose response in low doses and also understanding the underlying adaptive mechanisms of hormesis. I personally identify or admire Ed because I want to do work somewhere within the pharmacy field, and the toxicology and pharmacy fields kind of go hand in hand. I also really admire the important discoveries Ed has made within his field, and I hope to one day make discoveries of the same extent. Ed has recently published an article called Human and Veterinary Antibiotics Induce Hormesis in Plants, Scientific and Regulatory Issues in an Environmental Perspective, which goes over the effects of antibiotics on plants. To perform this experiment, he took different kinds of antibiotics, and for each kind, he injected different amounts of doses and recorded how much of a response each plant had to their dose. Recorded the response each plant had to their dose. Based on the figure, you can see that for each antibiotic, when treated with higher doses, the plants are less responsive than the lower dose, except for oxytetracycline, sorry. Had to sound it out there. But still, that one had a big drop off once the dose got too high. The experiment proves that antibiotics induce hormesis in plants, which could have environmental effects. Because of his research, Ed is pushing to have hormesis become part of the risk assessment process for food. So a quick little summary, Ed Calabrese is a researcher and professor at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, most of his research is conducted in the field of toxicology, but I guess he does do a little bit of research within, the environment, but most specifically, he focuses his research on hormesis. I personally admire the discoveries he's made within his field. They are all very beneficial, and I hope to one day make very beneficial discoveries too. His most recent research is how hormesis is induced in plants. And these are my references. Thank you very much for watching.